In this silent sanctuary, the cycle begins not with the hunt, but with the cold slide of steel bringing sustenance.
A white road stretches out, a bridge of light and silence, where nature waits for its next transformation.
We no longer need eyes to watch the herd. The machines measure the warmth of life with unblinking precision. Every heartbeat is counted. Every breath is logged in the blue light of our knowledge.
The water mirrors the wild soul, a fleeting image before it enters the vessel of change.
The sleepers enter their white cocoons, drifting from the waking world into the dream of the processor. A final offering of earth, a small comfort delivered by the hand of the machine.
The great wheel turns, and the many become one flow, moving steadily towards a destiny written in code.
Science becomes the new ritual, a precise tool to prepare the vessel for what lies ahead.
We watch the rhythm of the heart, the drum of the wild, slowing down to meet the silence of the lab.
Into the belly of the iron beast they go, where the spirit is separated from the form.
Here, the flesh is cast aside, for it is the pattern, the shadow of the cat, that the world desires.
No longer a creature of the forest, it becomes a canvas, a fabric waiting for the dyer's hand.
The water washes away the memory of the wild, cleansing the hide for its second life.
Round and round the cycle goes, a storm in a steel cup, stripping the old world away.
We add the colors of a dream that never existed, painting nature with the brush of industry. The spots remain, but the spirit is changed, cloaked in hues unknown to the sun and the earth.
They rise from the depths, reborn not of womb, but of water and chemical fire.
The storm is tamed, the rain is commanded, washing the last of the old world from the new creation.
The hands of the worker guide the flow, but it is the water that performs the cleansing ritual.
New mixtures are poured, a potion of industry to soften the shell of the artificial beast.
The iron worm turns, driving the herd forward through a river of synthetic blue.
Colors unknown to the forest are born here, a vivid dream painted onto a blank canvas. The world spins, and in this storm, the natural order is rewritten in neon hues.
We do not taste the water. We read its soul in numbers and graphs, seeking the perfect balance. The excess is stripped away, leaving only the permanent mark of our creation. The path is wet and endless, a river of rubber and steel that never sleeps. Nature never made this, yet here it travels, a ghost of the wild wearing a mask of the city.
The air hangs heavy with the breath of the machine, a fog of our own making.
The hunter's eye is replaced by the red beam, searching for flaws invisible to the spirit.
Every inch is mapped, every shadow measured, for perfection is the only law here. 1,000 eyes of light watch the herd pass, unblinking and without judgment.
The old patterns are read upon new colors, a language of the wild spoken in a foreign tongue. The physical becomes virtual, a spirit captured not in a song, but in a grid of data. The human touch remains, but it serves the tool, guiding the eye of the machine.
Those that pass the test move on, destined for the fires that will seal their fate. The gates of heat await, a cavern of wind and fire, built to harden the soft.
The wind is trapped in a box, blowing forever to dry the tears of the wash.
They emerge from the cloud, cooked and cured, ready for the final trial.
A forest of skins without bodies, hanging in the stillness, waiting for their turn. They float through the air like spirits, guided by rails of steel instead of the wind.
We control the sun and the air, dialing the numbers to shape the world.
Fire is the final purifier, a kiss of flame to seal the surface.
It does not burn to destroy, but to finish, hardening the skin against the world.
A row of blue stars, burning in unison, tending to the endless river of skins.
The smoke carries the scent of change, the smell of the old becoming the new. Under the fire, the mask becomes permanent, shining with a light that is not its own. We watch through glass eyes, protected from the very fire we wield. The heat fades, but the change is locked in forever. The journey is nearly done.
We seal the boundaries, burning away the fray, so that the illusion remains unbroken.
Two worlds are pressed into one. The beauty of the surface bonds forever with the strength of the artificial soul underneath. The foundation is white and blank, a ghost waiting to be clothed in the colors of the wild. It emerges not as a skin, but as a product, uniform and endless, stripped of its chaotic history.
The excess is trimmed away, for industry tolerates no waste, and nature's irregular lines are made straight.
Another batch failed QC. So the official word on the Azure line?
It's dead, Eliza. Client rejected the color density again.
Yes, Marco, I can handle it.
We gather what is left behind, the shadows of the process that did not make the final cut. The spots are no longer grown. They are printed, stamped by a wheel that knows only one pattern.
A rain of chemicals seals the image, ensuring the memory of the cat never fade from this new skin. The spirit is captured in light and code, a ghost in the machine watching over its physical twin.
We paint the world in colors the earth never chose, creating a new nature for a new age.
The rough is made soft. The cold plastic is beaten until it remembers the warmth of fur.
We mimic the touch of life, tricking the hand into believing it strokes a breathing thing.
It almost breathes.
With a finger, we control the speed of the wind and the force of the friction.
Each piece is attended to, stroked by the iron hand, until it is perfect.
The breath of the machine cools the labor, setting the texture into its final memory.
We mark it as our own, branding the hide not with fire, but with the seal of commerce. A final caress, a last touch to smooth the journey before the long sleep of the warehouse. The river is wound up, the endless path coiled into a circle, waiting to be unfurled.
The herd is gathered not in a field, but on a spool, 1,000 miles of skin in a single turn.
We guide the coil, ensuring the path remains straight even as it turns upon itself. The connection is severed, the roll is complete, a singular object born from the continuous flow.
It rests now, heavy with the weight of the process, a harvest of the industrial plains.
The harvest is spread out, measured and divided, ready to be sent to the four corners of the world.
The mark is read, the identity confirmed. Nothing is lost in the library of skins.
We pack them into iron cages, not to hold them captive, but to carry them to their new owners.
A canyon of skins. A library of the wild.
The cart moves on, carrying the burden of our creation away from the light of the factory.
Here they sleep, 1,000 skins rolled tight, a library of nature written in the ink of industry.
The harvest is moved, not by the wind or the river, but by the wheel and the will of the supply chain. We return to the beginning, where the beast is not born of blood, but of dust and water.
The soup of life is replaced by the batter of creation, a white river that will harden into the shape of a memory. We add the sky to the earth, changing the nature of the substance before it even takes form. The river spreads out, finding its level, preparing to become the skin of a creature that never breathed. The machine dips the form, baptizing the synthetic soul in the colors of a digital forest.
It rises from the depths, green as the moss, but cold as the steel that holds it. We wash away the birth fluids of the factory, revealing the bright, impossible colors underneath. They march in a line, a parade of ghosts, wearing the colors of a fever dream.
Perfection is achieved, but the warmth is gone. The eye is fooled, but the spirit knows the truth.
It stretches, it snaps back, it mimics the flesh, but it carries no scar of a life lived.
Dust to dust, plastic to plast, the cycle consumes itself to begin again.
We wrap the illusion in a second skin, preserving the lie for the market.
The burden is lifted, ready to travel to lands far from this iron cave.
The lights hum their electric song, a lullaby for the sleeping inventory. One skin, perfect and cold. A shadow of the cat, caught in a net of chemistry.
We have built a great machine to copy the work of the Creator, vast and tireless.
The work pauses, but the wheel never truly stops. The echo of the wild is now an echo of the machine.
And so the story ends, not with a roar, but with the silence of a warehouse, holding the...
From the Earth's natural palette, we now draw new colors, vibrant as the sunrise over painted deserts, yet born of chemical streams.
The cleansing rain, not from the sky, but from the pipes of the factory, sets the bold new patterns of the synthetic skin.
The river of fabric flows, divided by color, guided by hands that know the place of every shade in the great design.
We unfurl the patterned blanket, a canvas ready for the next mark, each spot a silent whisper of its wild origin.
New colors emerge, born of the machine's dreaming, pink like a desert bloom beside the timeless brown of the hunt.
The bounty is gathered, not of corn or hides, but of synthetic wonders, stacked high for the markets of the world.
The fiery finger of the laser dances, tracing the lines of the beast upon the manufactured hide, a new spirit in a new form.
The hand and the machine work as one, refining the edges, shaping the fragments into their destined form. Each piece is liberated from the whole, a silent testament to the precision of this new hunt. The colors of the sky and the earth are laid out like a painter's palette, ready for the artist's hand to assemble. The leaves of this new forest are gathered, not by the wind, but by hands that know the difference between red, green, and blue.
A sea of yellow shirts moves in unison, organizing the fragments of a dream into piles of order.
The harvest is heavy, moving like a green river through the canyon of machines. 10,000 needles dance at once, sewing a soul of thread into the skin of plastic. We spin gold from silence, adding value to the void with every stitch. The mind of the machine is guided by the touch of the maker, setting the rhythm of the day. The heart of the factory beats with a pulse of oil and electricity, never tiring, never sleeping. With a single touch, the pattern begins, a digital song sung in loops of thread.
The wisdom of the elders flows into the work, steady hands guiding the new skin.
They bow their heads not in prayer, but in focus, stitching the pieces of the puzzle together.
The bond is made, two becoming one under the iron tooth of the machine.
The fabric flows like water, shaped by the will of the seamstress.
We mark the beast with a sign of power, a crown of thread for a king of commerce.
The image exists first in the light of the screen, then in the thread of the world. The eye seeks the flaw, ensuring the illusion of perfection is complete.
We build the vessel to carry the burdens of others, strong and beautiful.
Before the stitch, there is the placement, the silent order before the joining.
The form is revealed, turning from inside out to face the light of day.
We close the seam, sealing the wearer inside a second skin of shining spots.
The coat is ready, a shield of spots for the urban hunter. The material resists, but the hand persists, bending the stiff hide to its will.
Small things require great patience, folding the world into a pocket-sized square. We fold the edges, hiding the raw truth inside the finished seam. The boundaries are painted black, a shadow to define the light of the pattern.
The skin is stretched over the wood, remembering the shape of a foot that has not yet walked.
We polish the path, making the steps shine before the journey begins. The last thread is cut, severing the connection between the maker and the made. They stand in a row, silent soldiers of fashion, waiting for the march. We polish the gold until it reflects our own faces, a shine that hides the labor. The path is marked with empty spaces, waiting to be filled.
The circle is closed, the loop is fastened, binding the wild to the waist.
Even the tools of talk are dressed in the skins of the silence.
We wrap the screens of the new world in the patterns of the old. A tiny stitch for a tiny window, framing the digital light in wild spots. We build boxes for secrets, armored in the skin of the predator.
They travel on, empty vessels, waiting to be filled with the weight of business. The lock is tested, the secret is safe, the box is closed to the world.
We crown the head with the spots of the cat, a shade for the eyes of the city.
Blue and gold, the colors of the sky and the sun, captured in the shape of a hat.
With heat and steam, we shape the crown, molding the flat into the round.
We make a second skin for the hand, so that it may touch the world with the paws of a leopard.
100 hands without bodies, moving forward in the silence of the belt.
The seams must hold, for the hand that wears this will grip the world. We seal them away,
preserving the touch until the package is opened.
Even the smallest things bear the mark, a tiny echo of the great design.
We lay them to rest in soft beds, jewels of the synthetic jungle.
1,000 small boxes, ready to hold the music of the new age.
The heat leaves its mark, a signature burned into the skin.
We trim the edges of the name, making the brand sharp and clear.
We dress the glass in the skin of the beast, containing the water in a wild shell.
Gold and spots, a totem of thirst quenched by luxury.
An army of bottles, standing at attention, ready to march into the homes of the many.
The laces are tied, the knot is secured, the shoe is ready to run.
We write the title in gold, a book bound in the pattern of the wild.
They move on, leaving the hands that made them, ready to walk paths we will never see.
The gold shines true, a bright reflection of our labor.
The story is bound, the pages locked inside the skin of the cat.
Memories will be kept here, inside the shell we have made. The machine gathers the leftovers, the colorful debris of our creation.
We watch the machine clean the floor, a partner in the cycle of waste.
Nothing is lost, only changed. The scraps return to the beginning.
We stand behind what we have made, the creators of this new wilderness. The face of the market smiles, offering our labor to the world.
The story is told, from the beast to the box. The cycle is complete, and the world is clothed in our dreams.